Hello, everyone. Welcome to another excited episode of SunoSöz. Today, we have a wonderful guest. His name is Hamza Khan, and he spent a long time in Turkey. He did his computer science and business. Right now, I welcome to Hamza. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, Hamza, tell me about your inspirational story. How you can motivate the people minds and encourage them.
I'm a public speaker. I was born in a very hard situation when I was growing up. I was a shy kid, introverted. I didn't really have this confidence to speak in front of people. And soon I realized that I got to make a change. I have to do something about why I'm feeling nervous when I'm speaking. And I was struggling with so much of things like depression, some wars back home. My family was in danger, financial issues. And I thought, I have to make a change now. And that thing helped me express myself in front of people. And as I was expressing, I was still nervous. I wasn't really confident at all. But when people heard my stories, they were like thanking me after. And I was confused. Why are you thanking me? What did I do? I just shared that I was struggling and I was going through this and that. And I had a very hard life before. And they said it really inspired me. Everybody started thanking me after my speeches. And I was like, this is helping people out. I have to do more of this. I have to share more of my life stories. And that's how I became this person who can motivate people because I went through struggles and I just want everybody to realize that there are people struggling in this world and you're not alone and you can carry on just like I did.
Excellent. Okay, Hamza, because public speaking is more than a word. It's create a
Yeah.
connection and also create an environment to influence the people perspective and speaker motivation. So how you connect the peoples when you are stage or you are in a public speaking?
I go with this. Yeah. Like for me, I think I just go with this mentality that this is not about me. So whenever I feel any kind of nervousness, even if it's on a camera, it's a stage in front of people, I just remind myself, okay, this is not for me. This is not so that I can get praise from people or I can get claps from people and people say you're so good and they come to thank me. I go with the mentality that this is for the people. If I say something, I just want someone to listen to this and be like, I'm gonna make a change tomorrow. And that's how I can connect with people. When you make this whole thing for the people, that's where the real connection starts. And I realized initially I wasn't aware of it, but then I was like, you cannot do this whole thing as public speaking and connecting and motivating with the mindset that I gotta get money out of it or I gotta get fame out of it or I should be praised. You go with the mindset that this is for the people and that's when you connect.
Okay, very interesting. I saw the content of your Instagram page
Yeah.
and how you
Yeah.
can create these content in different topics, and by
Yeah.
meeting the peoples you can get the idea, or you just approach a new things daily. What's the
Mostly, mostly it's from my own life, what I'm thinking about, what I see people struggle with, what I struggle with personally, because it's a very universal struggle. For example, a lot of people are very underconfident when they start. They don't know what they're capable of. And I was the same. So I make the content around the same things like how to be authentic. I was, for example, initially not talking about who I was, where I'm from, because I was insecure. People will judge and everything. And I know a lot of people in the world are just not so confident to share who they are completely and be authentic about it. So I find these gaps in this society and I just say that, okay, I got to fix that. Now that I've developed myself a little bit, I can just speak about it and it's going to help somebody.
how you connect as international student with the peoples, because you are international speaker. Here's a lot of
Yeah.
different peoples that came in here, and there are a lot of
Yeah.
problems. So international
Yeah.
speakers, how you can connect the peoples?
If I understood you right, you mean to say, how do I connect with people who are just like me, foreigners living abroad?
Yeah, especially in Turkey,
Yeah.
because it's very hard to know the people's get the English. Only there's a small community of international. But I saw
Yeah.
that there's so many followers that is not only just international students in your account. So how you
Yeah.
get these connections and how the peoples connect you? Is there any interesting story you want to share?
So I'm just basically starting out. I'm yet to be someone who has people from all across the world following. It's just few people, but I think there's this common thread of emotions and doing something in life, self improvement, that connects people, whether you're international, you're Turkish, whosoever you are. If you are done with your life in a sense that you want to make a change, you want to become more confident, you want to do something different with your life, and you're just done with the fact that you're not financially strong, you're done with the fact that you don't appear confident, you're done with the fact that you're struggling too much and you don't know what to do. This common thread of problems, this connects people, and then when they see somebody advising about this thing and they see somebody who can help them out, that's when they follow, like for example me, who's talking about such issues. So there's nothing different but this common thread of problems connecting people, and they just want to fix those problems.
How you manage your public speaking with your studies?
Oh, it has been the disaster of my life in terms of me studying computer science and business, and it was a tough university where I study, and I have to handle my academics because I'm paying tuition. I can't tell you how many sacrifices I had to make. There were times when I was so broken in terms of my mental state because I have exams and everything. Then I have an international speech competition where I have to speak in front of thousands of people and I have to make sure that I'm prepared. Balancing that was like I had to compromise on everything. I had to sleep for a few hours, get back up, even though I didn't know what to study, how to study, I wasn't prepared. I had to do it. Then I had to prepare my speech and everything. It's a sacrifice. And if you want to do something in life, you got to make that sacrifice. And that has made me who I am today. That sacrifice I made this year, especially when I was going through all that exams and everything, and then I have to prepare speeches. You have to have that intrinsic motivation that, okay, today I'm a bit tired. I'm not ready for the interview. I have to go to the university, but you know what? I'm going to do it. It's going to help somebody out. So, got to have that intrinsic motivation.
What is the tip of public speakers, like how we can come to this field and like how we can approach for the
Hmm.
youngsters if they want to be joined as a public speaking?
I don't think everybody has to be a public speaker. You definitely have to be a confident person who can speak whenever he or she wants to. So you don't necessarily have to go on stage and speak in front of thousands, but at least you should be able to speak in a meeting or a presentation. So I would just say that you got to know yourself, accept yourself as who you are, so that you don't feel scared of the judgments of people. And it took me a long time to reach this level where I'm like, okay, this is me, take it or leave it.
Hmm.
I think to approach this confident speaking, you just got to realize that I need to accept myself. I need to know, why am I feeling scared? Why am I feeling nervous? What is it internally? So when you do that self reflection for a long time, that's when you're like, okay, now I know myself, and I would not care who's going to say what. So to approach it, just spend time with yourself. I spend a lot of time in isolation doing self reflection and everything. So I want people to approach it that way. So know yourself, become authentic, and then you will be confident. Then
Hmm.
you will be able to present in a meeting, say, raise your hand in a classroom and be able to speak confidently or say something, ask a question. So yeah, that would be my approach.
So I think the most important key factor is confidence. Build the confidence
Yeah.
inside the but it's very hard. It's really hard
Yeah.
to.
It is a journey.
Yeah,
It
it's
wasn't
hard.
overnight.
Yeah, I completely understand because the peoples have different emotions and
Yeah.
but as I came here in Turkey as international students, I'm afraid to speak in some front of
Yeah.
this. And the start of
Yeah.
this SunoSöz series is also about that how we connect the peoples and emotions. So yeah, you are completely right. So the first thing, have the good vision about yourself, be confident, even you are wrong and right. So these
Yeah.
are the
True.
Hamza, if with the SunoSource viewers and the international students in Turkey wants to connect you or you get that workshop, so where we come, how you approach
You
you.
can connect with me. Yeah, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn and Instagram. I make content on both. I don't know if I can share that somehow. I do have a slide I can show, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
if I should.
just share your
All right.
Instagram page for us. Just share the. I just allow you
Okay, so I'm gonna share it in the chat, or
if you want
so
to.
my okay. I can share my screen.
Yes,
Can you give me the yeah? Okay, can you give me the permission?
I already give you.
So this is basically some slides I had about me, um, delivering speeches, winning awards. But to get to the actual thing, which would be my, this is where you can follow. This is Speak with Hamza now, not Grow with Hamza on Instagram and Hamza Khan on LinkedIn. And that's where
Okay.
you can follow me and connect with me. And you can, I deliver workshops. I help people find that authenticity and confidence. And
Okay.
you can let me shoot me a message. I'm all open to helping people out. This
So,
is literally what I want to do.
so this is the presentation regarding the motivation or some. What is the topic?
So this is a workshop where I help people find their confidence to speak confidently. This is just an attempt to help people internally feel confident. This was just a slide deck for a workshop.
Do you want to share one slide and discuss something important factor for our viewers?
Sure thing. I think what I can do definitely is talk about myself in a sense that not just how I am, who I am, what I've done, but in a sense that I'll tell you where I came from. So I came from a conflict zone. I really didn't have much opportunities in terms of education. And that's why, just like many other internationals, you come abroad, you want to have a better life. That was me. And I came to Turkey. I wasn't really confident at all. I would rather say I was insecure. I was lying about myself all the time. You know, I was not able to make a lot of friends. I was not somebody you can speak with and feel like he's a good person or he's a confident person. I was really insecure. I didn't even know how to communicate properly in terms of my English. So the accent that you hear, it is after a long time of practicing. Like I didn't even know how to speak English. It's not my first language. So I'm just here to tell you that if I was able to come from such a state of misery to the place I am today, with winning competitions in Turkey and then speaking at many conferences in Europe, in Turkey, you can do it as well. Then I had a group of people who I started to inspire. And one of the key things is to, again, sit with yourself, understand why am I feeling nervous? What am I lacking? And it's a journey, as I said. I wasn't born this way. I wasn't having any person to help me out. I didn't have financially strong background. I had nothing to depend on in terms of me feeling confident. So just become aware and embrace. I'm just going quickly through the slides.
Yeah, this
Embrace
is
who you are
interesting.
as a person.
I like
Yeah,
it. Your
embrace.
uniqueness and everyone is equal. It's interesting.
Exactly. Embrace it because you're not better than somebody, you're not inferior to somebody. So embrace it. After you self-reflect, embrace who you are. If you don't have good English, embrace it. If you have whatever flaw you think you have in yourself, embrace it and then show it off authentically. That's what I got to share from this slide. And being authentic means just saying, okay, this is my flaw. I'm not good at English. I was born in a third world country and I wasn't very financially strong. Embrace it. Be authentic. Don't hide it from people because if you have to hide something about yourself to fit in a group of people or make friends, then those are not the friends you should be making in the first place. Or those that is not the community you want to be a part of in the first place. So
Hmm.
it just all comes down to, absolutely loving yourself, understanding yourself, and then not hiding who you are. That's the core crux of how you can start
Just
feeling
make
confident.
yourself original and organic, like what you are.
100%.
That is, I think, more good because the people's whenever meet a new person, even new place, even the peoples who are in surrounding a circle, they want to meet in competition. They forget their
Yeah,
self, but that is a more important part to study yourself
true.
and yeah, because um in our society, especially in Pakistan, the people just want to do what the peoples will say. They never think what they
Yeah,
want to do inside their heart. So very less number
yeah.
of ratios. I understand. What is the be authentic?
Very less people. Very less people. And that's why it's important. It's very commonsensical, but it's important. 100%.
Hamza, when the end of the session, the question answers with the peoples who will want to connect you. So how you can, or sometime there is some questions which find it that this person is more full of emotions, then how you can
Yeah,
reply and how you understand, because I think this is not only about the public speaking, this is about the therapy.
yeah, yeah, true. So I've studied psychology. I do have little minor thingy in psychology, and I do understand people come from a lot of different sensitivity in terms of emotions. So not everybody has that drive to be like, okay, let me just become confident one day. I want to make a switch. Some people are more passive. They want to take it slow. They're not so aggressive about life. And some people are so filled with emotions that they get affected easily. So if you, for example, say some bad thing to them, they're going to be destroyed.
Hmm.
And for me, for example, if somebody says something when I'm publicly speaking as a bad comment, I don't necessarily think of it that much. But I want that these people who are sensitive and highly emotional to know that, again, I was in the same place. I was the most sensitive human being, and I'm still very sensitive in terms of my emotions. So I feel these people. But once you decide that I gotta make a change, that I gotta do something to speak confidently, to do something with my life, you transform. You start training physically. I do recommend people training physically because it builds that mental strength. So I'm someone who's a speaker and a amateur athlete. And I
Hmm.
think this physical thing has helped me become less sensitive in terms of my emotions. So I was highly emotional. And if there are people who are very emotional and I have to help them out, I would first recommend to them that you got to put your body through some exercise, a bit of a hard exercise, and get that emotions a little bit lessened because they have very high emotions. They think of everything in a very emotional way. Everything can collapse if something bad happens. And that was me. And I'm still on this journey where I'm pushing myself physically so that I'm lowering my emotions and I'm trying to think logically. Okay, what do I do now to fix my life? What do I do now to become confident? Instead of thinking, I'm going to be hurt if somebody says something bad. I'm going to be hurt if someone judges me. So that's what I would say.
Okay, Hamza, but sometime if you become a very low and emotions very less, and in the front
Yeah.
of the peoples are very willing to learn about something related confidence and sparking things, how you
Mm-hmm.
manage? Because inside you are some, is it any,
Broken.
yeah, because I feel that your
Yeah.
journey and experience is also the part of this, but you are the self motivator. Now you become a public motivator, the people much
Mm-hmm.
expectations. Then because this is normal, sometime you will be low and there is some the demands are more. So how you
Yeah.
manage, because you are very sensitive on that time.
It's exactly what happened to me this year. I had to give an inspirational speech, and what was happening to me was I went through a breakup, I went through a war back home. I was having final exams at the same time. So emotionally, I'm just gone. I have nothing internally that I have to motivate myself now. It is that situation. And then I have to now speak in front of many people and motivate them. So I understand that it is such a hard thing, but if you switch the perspective, you cannot motivate anyone else unless you motivate yourself. If you cannot pick yourself up, how can you expect to lift others up? So I think this is just a sacrifice as a speaker you have to make. You got to struggle so that you struggle first, and then you tell everybody, hey, it's all right. You can get up as well. As an international foreigner in Turkey who has been through hell, I can say to someone else now, hey, it's all right. You can figure it out.
Hmm.
Look, this is what happened to me, and you can now handle it as well by doing this, this, and this. So the
Hmm.
experience I get from my own downfall can help me fix other people's life. That's how I see it. Especially when it happens simultaneously. It is hell that I'm broken, I'm crying, I'm emotionally done, then I have to give a speech and help people out. It is such a hard thing to do, but I see it in a way that, okay, I have to struggle so that I can help others who are struggling. And having a mentor helps, by the way, someone who has already struggled. For example, I have a mentor who's been through, like, he didn't have a family growing up. He had to survive on his own. He didn't have a home. He was an orphan. He was in jail. So, also knowing people who have been through more than you, it kind of grounds you and keeps you balanced.
Interesting. Thank you so much for Hamza for this session. I think this is very interesting and we love to join something. You have online workshop in future. We definitely join you and share your post in our Instagram as well. Last
Thank you.
message to the viewers who wants to listen Hamza. What we do in future or what we handle the life. Any tip?
I would just say keep looking, keep your head up. Just keep pushing. I know it's difficult. I exactly know how it feels because I am basically you in terms of being a foreigner, whoever is watching international in Turkey, or even some people who are Turkish, whatever you are, if you're a human, you can relate with me. And I want you to know that whatever you're dealing with, whatever your goals are, just make this strong. Make your mind strong. Understand yourself fully. It is a journey. Don't expect things overnight. It is a journey to understand yourself and become mentally strong. You can do it, whatever you decide to do. And if you need help, please contact me. I want to help people out. I want to help people out as much as I can. That is my purpose in life now. That is my passion. In terms of confidence, in terms of their psychology, in terms of their mental state, you can think of me as a therapist. You can think of me as a person who can help you become a better version of yourself. Anything you have, first depend on yourself. And if you need help, feel free.
I think this is more interesting because there is something to pushing out yourself because this is struggling with on self. Or if there is
Yeah,
like Hamza we add in our life, so it is the sparking thing that we
it's
have
an
get the
extra thing.
opportunity. Yeah, because there is no one to give this space. I think that is the main key factor that public speaking are much important, especially in that alpha and beta generation coming up now in Gen Z. So
True,
that's all
true.
digital world. We have to motivate the peoples because there is
We do.
something different. I completely understand. Thank you so much once again, and I really like to join this as a whole conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your work. And I want everybody to really support and be inspired by your work because, again, it is what I love to do. You take a step to help people out. And I truly appreciate your work. And I wish you success and absolute success in whatever you're going to do in the future with SunoSöz. So thank you again for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.